you mess up and make a mistake, get caught up in adultery, get caught up in drug addiction, get caught up in some other kind of addiction, can you help me, Tiger Woods? Tiger Woods was the world's greatest golf player. And now, because he's messed up, the world has rejected him, and even when he was on television apologizing for his wrong, people still shaking their head at him and sucking their teeth. Because people will love you when you're on top of the world, but when you fall, people will begin to abandon you when you begin to lose. But I know we're talking about the show American Idol, but I want to talk about another American Idol. He goes by the name of Barack Hussein Obama II. President Barack Obama, before he became president, gained public notoriety in 2004 when he gave the primetime keynote address at the Democratic National Convention. From there, he began to be catapulted into the limelight and began to be pushed into the public arena of running for the president of the United States. During the presidential campaign, he beat out Hillary Rodham Clinton for the Democratic primaries and every other person who was running at the time. Barack Obama, before he became the president, raised more money for his campaign than any presidential candidate in campaign history. He was responsible for getting more young people out to vote than any other president in campaign history. He won the presidency against John McCain, by 192 electoral votes and by a 7.2 percentage margin popular vote. But he became the first African American president in U.S. history. And so he became the president. Now he is not just Barack Obama, he is President Barack Obama. Since he came into office, he has a few success stories. He was able to close down the Guantanamo Bay Detention Center, which was becoming a black eye to the American public. He changed procedures for Freedom of Information Act, which promotes more disclosure of government activities because people were not trusting government. He signed into law the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act of 2009, which reduced the statute of limitation for equal pay lawsuits. So that means that people could make a lawsuit against companies or employers who had been treating them unequally and paying them unequally based on their race, gender, or sexual orientation, and then go back, and they don't have to just go back 3 to 5 years. They can go back for several years and get their pay that was due them. Okay? He also reauthorized the S-CHIP program to ensure an additional 4 million uninsured children. He nominated Sonia Sotomayor as Supreme Court Justice, who was the first Hispanic to ever be put in that office. And he signed into law the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, the economic stimulus package aimed at helping to stop recession. Now, these were success stories of his presidency. But by the standards of any American president, his success rate has been very low. Due to this low success rate, many of key party leaders began to abandon him through the guise of retirement, one by one. One campaign reject is beginning to outshine the president and gaining momentum due to the Tea Party movement. I'm talking about Sarah Palin. I don't understand why. I just don't understand why. I'm sorry. Okay? And why that people are abandoning him one by one. It is because people love you when you're winning, but will abandon you when you begin to lose. They don't care how successful you are when you were winning, but as soon as you begin to lose, people will abandon you. Now let's look at some of the principles behind his recent failure in the first year of his presidency. Don't get mad at me, I'm going somewhere. He has done much for the working class and corporate giants, and he has made healthcare reform his priority. But he has done little for the unemployed and underemployed, because the unemployment rate is at 9.7%. And the only reason that it hasn't risen above 10% is because most of the job losses in December of 2009 and January 2010 was because of a mass exodus of frustrated workers due to cutbacks and pay decreases, so they don't count them in the unemployment rate. He has done little to help the soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan. Commander McChrystal has constantly cried out for an increase in troops on the Afghan front, but cries were heard too late and too little because Al-Qaeda has gained power through their recruitment efforts. He placed the cart before the horse because he was working on health care and tax credit for the employed, but not making headway into the unemployment crisis first. He was providing cash for clunkers for those who could afford new car notes, but not providing sound financial principles that would keep auto industries from selling jobs overseas like Chrysler did to Fiat. He was attempting to end the war without providing the manpower to get the troops out safely and securing ourselves from future threats by taking out Osama bin Laden before he just said we're going to pull the troops out. See, Barack Obama was voted into office as the president of the United States on the promise that he would end the war safely and reverse the unemployment crisis, but neither of these have been his priority. See, the people he is helping the most are the ones who are abandoning him at high rates. Check it out. But the people that he is helping the least are still supporting him, but are losing interest in the political system and interest he helped to promote, and are resorting to finger pointing and back into a racial upheaval. Now let's look at the definition of an idol. We're talking about the rise and fall of an American idol. According to dictionary.com, an idol is defined as any person or thing regarded with blind admiration, adoration, or devotion. That's the first definition I wanted to pull out. Any person or thing regarded with blind admiration or adoration or devotion. The second definition I wanted to pull out is a mirror image or semblance of something, visible but without substance, as in a phantom. See, how does this tie in with Barack Obama as the president of the United States? President Barack Obama being an American idol who has risen and is now fallen. See, President Barack Obama has been regarded with blind admiration, adoration, and devotion from the people that he has helped the least. He is a visible semblance of an Abraham Lincoln and a Martin Luther King Jr., but I must say sadly and unfortunately that he lacks the substance necessary to be their equals. Now see, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what my stance is. Lest I anger you adoring fans further, I need to say something. Unlike everybody that you have helped, President Barack Obama